doing a review for you guys, and this might be the most excited that I have been to do a review so far on my channel. And that is because today I am going to be reviewing the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette from Morphe Brushes. So this palette came out on New Year's Eve, I believe, or it started selling on January 1st. And if you were like me and hundreds of thousands of other people, while everybody was out enjoying New Year's and partying with their friends, you were at home on your computer or on your phone or on your iPad trying to get this palette, and it was absolutely ridiculous to try to get it because the website shut down and everybody was going crazy on Instagram and everybody was trying to get it, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. My personal story, I pretty much decided after it got to about 3 o'clock a.m. that I was not about to let this palette keep me from living my normal life. So I ended up just going to sleep, and I would kind of just wake up every couple of hours or check every couple of hours to see if the website was working. I was actually not able to get the palette until 4 days later, and I know a lot of people who stayed up all night and still were not able to get the palette, and it was just the longest process of life. So leave it to Jaclyn Hill to actually shut the internet down. But for all of my fellow makeup hoarders out there, you know that there's nothing that haunts you more than the product that you didn't buy, that you really wanted. And so I didn't want to be that person that just gave up on it, and then I start seeing all of these reviews and everybody talking about how much they loved it, because I knew everyone would love it because it's from Jaclyn Hill. So I pushed through, and I was super excited when I finally was able to process my order after 4 days. So today I'm going to be reviewing the palette for you, just telling you a little bit about it. I'm not even going to wait until the end to tell you whether or not I like it. It's obvious that I like it. If I spent 4 days trying to get it, I would not spend 4 days trying to get something that I did not actually care about and knew would be amazing. So I'll just go ahead and tell you ahead of time, it's everything. So the palette itself comes with 28 shades. Well, let me back up. So it comes in this box, and of course the box says Jaclyn Hill Favorites on the front of it and Morphe Brushes. That's who she collaborated with to create the palette. And then on the back of the box it has a super pretty picture of Jaclyn, and then a nice little sweet note from her about what her intention was with creating the palette, and you know, just a little nice note to everyone who took the time to pick it up. And then the palette itself looks like this. It pretty much looks like any other Morphe palette. And then on the back, it just has a little small sticker that you may or may not be able to see, but it just has a JH on the back, just so that you'll know if you have other Morphe palettes that this one is the Jaclyn Hill palette. And then when you open it up, you get this amazing, beautiful, stunning array of absolutely perfect colors. The first thing that stood out to me is that, of course, coming from Jaclyn Hill, a lot of the colors are really, really warm, but it was a nice surprise to see that there are some cool tone colors in here as well. And you do get 28 shades total, and it's a mix between matte and shimmer shades. So I really thought that this was a great deal because I personally don't own anything from Morphe Brushes, and ever since I first heard Jaclyn start kind of talking about Morphe Brushes, and a lot of other YouTubers start talking about Morphe Brushes and how amazing their products are, I wanted to try them out, but I didn't really know what I should buy, what was good, you know, what would be good blending shades, what would be good, you know, lid shades. I mean, I didn't really know because there was a lot to choose from on their website. And so I was really excited that she put together this palette because it made it really easy for me to just pick up one palette that I know will pretty much give me everything that I need to create a makeup look from start to finish. So the palette itself retails for $27.99. It did sell out on Morphe Brushes website, but they are restocking it for February. So if you were not able to pick it up when it released initially, definitely check back in February. I would assume that it would be a much easier and smoother experience to actually purchase the palette because a good bit of people have already gotten it, and I would hope that they have fixed a lot of the problems that caused their website to crash. But they will be relaunching it in February for all the trouble that a lot of people had to go through and the fact that a lot of people were not able to get it. So just so that you know, if you didn't know already, if you weren't able to get the palette, you can pick it up again in February. So just like any other review that I do for you guys, I wanted to also show you swatches of all the colors in the palette. And basically what I'm going to do is just show you the swatches row by row. So there are 4 rows, so I'm going to show you 4 sets of swatches, and I don't know what each color is because I know that they have them, the names of the colors are numbers and like a mixture of numbers and letters, so I don't know exactly what each color is, but I'm going to do it in the order that they appear in the palette by row, so hopefully that will help you. So enough of my blabbing on and on, let's go ahead and get into the swatches. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed those swatches. So I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning, but today was actually the first time that I actually used the palette both on my eyes and also swatching out all the colors. I have had it for about a week or so, but it was just so stunning and I just haven't touched it until I was ready to actually film a video for you guys. So this is actually kind of like a first impression slash review too, because those swatches that you just saw, that was my first time actually swatching the shades on my arm and then also using them for the video that I filmed of this makeup look, which will be up soon as well. So let me just say, this palette was worth every bit of the $27.99 that I paid for it, and I couldn't expect anything less from Jaclyn. These shades, all of the shades, but especially the shimmery shades, swatched beautifully. They felt buttery, they felt really nice on the skin when I swatched them on my arm. They blended really nicely when I used them on my eyes today. I used them in the crease and then also a little bit on the lid, and they applied really nicely, and they are so very pigmented. Like even when I was applying the color in the crease, you really only need to like barely dip your brush in the pan and slowly build the color up, because if you really swirl your brush in there, you're gonna put on a whole bunch of product on your eye. I am beyond impressed with Morphe brushes, with these shadows, with this palette. I think the only thing that I can say that's not even really a negative thing, but just the only thing that I can say that would make this a more complete palette is if it had a matte black in it. But most of us have a matte black in our collection somewhere, so it's not really necessary. But this is definitely a palette where you can create so many different makeup looks all out of this one palette. You have your transition shades, you have your bronze shades, you have your pop of color shades, and they all are so pigmented and so buttery and apply so very, very, very beautifully. So I don't know how many more nice things I can say about this palette. All I can say is if you are thinking about getting it and you haven't gotten it, or if you haven't ever heard of it and this is your first time hearing about it here on my channel, or if you're just thinking about this palette at all, I highly recommend. And I don't actually think of any review that I've done so far that I have been so passionate and so like stressed so strongly how much this palette is really worth the money. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you try to get your hands on one. Again, like I said, the price point is $27.99. You're getting 28 shadows, so really you're pretty much paying $1 a shadow, which is an amazing deal. She also has a coupon code that I used when I purchased mine. The coupon code is JACATTACK, J-A-C attack, I believe. And she normally has it listed on all of her social media. and I think that gets you 10% off. So I didn't even pay the full $28, and these shadows themselves, when you buy them individually, I believe they're $2 each. So you're actually getting 28 shadows for half the price, and the quality of these shadows, I just can't. So all in all, I think it's pretty obvious that I am obsessed and in love with this palette. I really hope that a lot of you guys who watch my channel pick it up, because you will be seeing a lot of this palette from me in the future with makeup tutorials, because there are so many options, and I always love showing affordable options, and this is definitely one. You spend $27 and you get 28 shadows, and you pretty much are set for ever, almost, really, unless you just want to buy other palettes and other shadows just for trying it out, or if you are a makeup collector or a makeup artist like myself. But if you are just starting out with makeup, or if you just need something that is going to be inexpensive, you know, affordable, and that is going to give you everything that you need in one palette, this is the way to go. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that my obvious excitement did not make it distracting, or that I wasn't all over the place. I hope that you learned something new, that it was informative. If you have any questions about the palette, or just any comments in general, or if you have picked up the palette, definitely leave a comment down below and let me know how you're liking it, what you think about it. If you've never tried anything from Morphe brushes and you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a whole bunch, and it lets me know which videos you guys enjoy seeing from me. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing day. Again, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.